Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. It's kind of a dreary day, but yeah, we don't got a lot going on today. No workout. We do have soccer practice tonight, but I got a little bit of work to do at my 9 to 5 job at the call center. But today's vlog is all about having a backup, having a plan B. Just in my own experience, after half a dozen having half a dozen weddings or events under my belt already, I'm quickly realizing the importance of backup. And backup can mean a couple different things. But before I get into that, I wanted to give a special shout out, a special happy birthday. Today is my younger brother's birthday. John, he's 26 years old today. Ladies, he's already taken, so I apologize for that. But I just want to give him a shout out. We've been friends and buds since all his life, and I really appreciate his friendship and really appreciate him. So I just want to give him a shout out. Happy birthday, John. All right, so let's look at the literal sense of a backup, right? And that is backing up your files, backing up your documents, things of that nature. I've got a couple different backups for my clients in my files. So first off, I've got the documents on my computer. Every raw file, every image, every clip is all on my computer. I keep them on my computer until I finish the project, and then I wipe the hard drive clean of any document or any clip, soundbite, whatever. Wipe it clean of those that I did not use. Anything that's used in the video, I keep. That way, if I want to go back and edit it, or the other thing that I was thinking about was for my brides and grooms and my couples, is going back 1 year later and making like another, small 1 minute video clip of them with like more highlight things and things like that, just kind of condensing down some stuff and sending it off to them. That's kind of like a 1 year anniversary type of thing. No additional charge or anything like that. I have considered that. Haven't put it into place yet, obviously, because I haven't been in business for a full year. But that's why I keep those files. And then I've got an external hard drive that's a mirror image of what's on my computer, so it has all the files, and then once the file's done, I just copy over what was used, the final document, the video, and any correspondence go on to the external hard drive. And then I have two digital off-site backups. One is with the MediaZilla program that we talked about, where it just simply has the final product in its customer form, where it's got the menu and all that stuff, so that's there, backed up. And then I also back up a final form on my Google account, on my Google Drive. That's not, it doesn't have any of the extra files on it, so it literally, if my computer were to fail and my external hard drive were to fail, I wouldn't have those extra documents or the raw files, unused raw files and used raw files. So I think it's a pretty good setup. I haven't had a problem yet, but then again, I'm literally six events in, so I have had a problem with the next one. So this next one is interesting. So having a backup in form of like extra camera footage or extra audio footage, audio recordings, this is a must. This is something that I think you will quickly realize, and it only takes one time, that one scare where you're like, I should have had another camera rolling, I should have had another mic on the officiant. So let's talk about those real quick. So having a camera rolling at all times on the couple during the ceremony is an absolute must. You never want to miss the first kiss. You never want to miss the announcement. And if you're moving around with your camera during the getting different shots, you're missing things while you're moving. Even if you've got a steady hand and you're following along or whatever, you always want to have a backup camera, what they call a safe camera, that's mounted to a tripod, that's cropped the right, exactly where you want to go, and that way you always have a backup. Always have a backup, because there's nothing worse than getting back to your office and going into editing a video or a wedding and realizing, oh God, I missed this point in the wedding. There's no way to recreate that. There's no way to get the audio for that. You can put B-roll over top of audio. So as long as so that's why it's important to have audio backups, because if you can get the audio, you can sometimes creatively come up with a solution to overlook the fact that your video is subpar, which leads me into having an audio backup, a recording backup. So before the last wedding that I did, I had 3 audio sources. Okay, so I had an audio source coming from the lapel mic on the groom. I had an audio source coming from a little Zoom recorder set up on the altar, capturing ambient noise, as well as the conversation between the bride and groom and the officiant. And then I also had a shotgun mic on top of my camera. Now I have also used that Zoom mic for a audio in feed for, like, if the officiant has a microphone or whatever. But the problem is, if the priest has the microphone, most times it's just like an earpiece mic, and it's not picking up the bride and groom. So really plugging in, that's the fourth one that I very rarely use, because it's kind of redundant in the fact that I'm usually getting that through the lapel mic on the groom. But when it comes, so recently there was a file corruption on the lapel mic of one of my weddings, which made me scared, for one, right? It's like, oh God, and it was in this huge church, so the echo was real, right? There was a clear echo. The priest was on, some massive sound system, like it was a booming sound that was coming out of that microphone. Not a bad sound, but like clearly you could tell that he had a microphone, from the echo in the room from the shotgun mic, as well as the mic that was placed up on the altar. But the lapel mic didn't save, like the file was corrupted, which was unfortunate, because it was a great sermon, it was a great service, but luckily the shotgun mic was great. Like, to me, it was probably going to be the worst of the 3 mics that I had, because it was far enough away that I wasn't getting the actual sound of him talking. I was getting more or less getting the echo. But the sound quality was great. The Trackstar that I used, people use the Rode mics and swear by the Rode mics, but I'll link in the description for the Trackstar that I used. It sounds perfect, right? And it's got enough ambient noise and enough reverb and echo in it to make it sound like you're literally sitting in there, right? It's not one-to-one, because what I was hearing was this really loud booming echo, but what was being picked up from the shotgun mic was a much clearer, much crisp sound with just enough echo to believe that it was an intentional mistake. So that's another backup that I highly recommend. So the other thing that we'll get into in another video is I recently upgraded that lapel mic because of that issue of the corrupted file. I updated to, and like I said, I'll get into another one. I updated to another microphone system that actually records 2 files within one. It records one at 1 decibel level, and then records another one at a lower decibel level that you can set. So like if the person's speaking, if their voice ever spikes or they ever increase volume or whatever, you don't get that really bad clipping sound when that happens. So kind of like a fourth backup without having an extra device. Yeah, it was a little more expensive, but to have that fourth layer, you know, especially when, you know, that, you know, files get corrupted, or, you know, record buttons get bumped or power buttons get bumped or whatever, and things stop recording. It's like, man, you cannot recreate that, you know, for your couple. So yeah, so the last thing, the not so literal backup or plan B, is in something that I'm going forward, I talked about in the previous video, going forward, I'm going to start doing on a regular basis, and I'm going to make a better effort to get to the rehearsals of my bride and groom. After editing the last video, you know, I noticed a couple shots that I missed, you know, where there were things going on behind me, and I was looking down this way waiting for something, you know, something expected to happen, like the bride walking down the aisle, when what was happening behind me was, you know, the bride's mom and the groom's mom were lighting the Unity candle, and that would have been a great shot. While I still turned around, I was able to turn around and like, oh crap, turn around and got the shot. It wasn't the best shot, but it was a shot. It was usable video. But had I gone to the reception, I would have known that was going to happen, and I could set up my tripod there to record that and get a better quality picture, a better quality video for it. So going to rehearsals is a must when you're first starting out. Making sure, even though you've recorded at that location multiple times, I would still go, because you never know what the bride's going to want to do, and it's just going to make your life that much easier, so you're not having to run around. The other thing that I would advise as well is get if you're going to use tripods, get 2 tripods, and that way you can mount one and keep it on the bride at all times. And then if you need to move around with your monopod or the tripod by itself, you know, and get those creative shots, you can still go back and use that same tripod. They're interchangeable. So, all right, well, we pulled into work. Let's go ahead and get this day done and over with, and see what's going on that list. All right, 9 to 5 job is over. Spent a little bit longer than I would have liked there. Going to be running just a few minutes late to soccer practice, but that's all right. That's what you have assistant coaches for. Kind of get the kids off and running, get them warmed up. So that's where we're headed at right now. After that, it's going to be back to the editing PC. Get to finish up this wedding that I was working on last night till midnight. And man, let me tell you, like working on these things from time to time, you get in this creative groove, and you don't want to stop. Or I ran into one of those last night about 11:30, midnight, and completely lost track of time, and, you know, looked at the clock. I was like, oh God, it's midnight, and just I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep working on this? I could have probably stayed up till probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and like just cranked it out and finished the project right then and there. But when you're in the situation like mine, where you're not, you know, full-time videographer, you got a full-time job besides that, and you start work at 9 o'clock the next morning, you best believe you got to get some sleep in. So especially when you got a full day like today. back in the office. It's about 10:30, so we took a little bit of break. Got some dinner. Got the kids to bed. Did some chores around the house. But now it's time to finish this wedding once and for all. Get it out the door. Get it to the couple. And then we got one wedding left in our docket, and then we've got 2 weddings, not this weekend, but a week from tomorrow. We got one on Friday, and then one again on Saturday. So hopefully we can knock this one out sometime this weekend. So we got a little bit of downtime. Maybe I get some of these videos that I keep talking about out to you guys. I got some new equipment, namely, I'll give you a little teaser, namely the Tascam audio recorder right here. Really looking forward to reviewing that and working with that. Got that one, and then I also got a glide cam that I want to talk about. So a whole bunch of good stuff. So let's get editing. See if we can't whittle this down to just adding in audio. So let's get to it. Want to make one last comment real quick before we close out this vlog. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the likes and everything, the subscriptions, all that stuff. If this is your first time checking out the vlog, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. Just search out Graphic Sauce Media. You'll find us. There's a whole bunch of stuff going live next week and at the end of this week as well. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, get subscribed to the channel. And yeah, let's have a great day, guys.